Welcome everybody, it's Debbie O'Neill of Scribe Me Quick Designs, and today in studio I have a special guest designer. It is my 7-year-old granddaughter Giselle. She is a huge Cricut fan and she is enthralled with using the new Cricut Infusible ink pens to make her own coasters, and she wanted to share a video with other kids showing them the part that they can do with the help of an adult to create their coaster. So today we're going to be showing you a short video about that. Please be kind, leave a nice comment, give her a big thumbs up, and we appreciate that. And let's get started.
Hi, I'm Giselle. I'm using the new Cricut Infusible ink markers to color my own coaster. The markers come in such pretty colors. The outside color of the pen is the color it will be on the coaster. Remember to use a piece of paper under your design so ink doesn't get on things. Always put the caps back on the pens. The Cricut drew the unicorn and I colored it in. I added my own hearts. Now a grown-up will help get this onto the coaster.
Giselle was correct. At the next steps you need a grown-up to help you. So let's just review where we started. So you need laser copy paper, and you need to use the Cricut. You can use either the Cricut Explorer or the Cricut Maker machine. You can pick an image in Design Space. Giselle chose this unicorn image, but you could also just freehand your own designs. So once you have that drawn on there using the new Cricut Infusible ink pens, okay, they come in a 1.0 tip and also a 0.04 tip, so that you have a medium and a fine tip to be able to do with your coloring. All right, so once you've done that, then you get to do the coloring, which is what you saw Giselle doing. So this is her finished drawing. Now, she did mention to you that the colors of the barrels of the pens will be the color that the ink will transform into. So don't worry about it being too dull when you're coloring. That's perfectly normal, but it will show up bright just like the barrel of your infusible ink pens. And like she mentioned, be sure and have a piece of paper underneath it when you're coloring, because as you can see, some of that infusible ink transfer onto this underneath the laser paper. So you want to make sure, because this will be picked up on anything else if it gets heat applied to it. So we're just going to get rid of this. We're not going to use that. Now, to do the next step, of course, we'll need your Cricut Infusible ink coaster set. Now, these are sold in a 4-pack exclusively at Michael's craft stores right now, starting June the 21st through October the 1st. They're exclusive to Michael's. After that, they'll be available at the Cricut shop. It'll come in a set of 4 coasters, and they're $12.99. And so once you get your coaster out, you want to take a microfiber cloth or something that is a lint-free cloth, and you're going to wipe your coaster off, because you want to make sure that there is no fibers or debris left on this, because the ink will transfer onto that and then it'll mess up your coaster. So once we've cleaned our coaster off, the next step is going to be to apply our design. Now in Design Space, we mirrored this image because it's going to be the reverse, because we're going to be putting this face down on the top of our coaster. So you'll line that up, and then you will need to use the Cricut heat resistant tape to hold it on. Now you need this because it is important that you keep that design exactly where you want it on your coaster. So you need to use this. Do not use any other tape. Do not use washi tape. It will melt at 400 degrees. This is specially made to use. So you will need this, and it'll be sold where you see the other supplies at Michael's. So once we have the coaster, we're going to put your design on there just like this. And remember, this is something that the grown-ups need to be doing for you. All right, now we're going to tape this on. I just have little pieces of that transfer tape, and I'm going to tape it all the way around on all 4 sides. Making sure that my image is on the coaster. Once your design is taped onto your coaster surface, then you need to prep the heat source. And we're going to have our Easy Press mat, which is important to use because it will help protect your surface, plus it helps push the heat up into your object so that it will all look great when you do it. You will need a sheet of butcher paper that will go onto the top of your mat so that you do not transfer accidentally any ink onto your mat. Now, this infusible ink process, once heat is applied to it, it becomes a gas, and that's what gets heated up and goes into the special coaster surface, so that it becomes permanent. And so it's important that you have something protecting your mat so you don't transfer that heat. Now, on the Cricut Easy Press, it is recommended you use the Cricut Easy Press 2 so that it has to reach a temperature of 400 degrees to be able to do the coasters. So we're going to turn it on, and it's set at 350, so I am going to hit the temperature button and just move this so it is at 400. And then the time for the coasters is going to be 60 seconds, so I'm going to hold this down to get to 60 seconds. And then, of course, with the Cricut Easy Press machines, as soon as it gets to temperature, it's going to beep at us to let us know that it's ready to go. Right now, the little green Cricut head is red, but when it changes to green and it beeps at us, just like that, then it's ready to go. So we've got our mat, butcher paper, and our coaster. This is going to go face up. The design will be looking at you basically. And then you want to take a sheet of white cardstock and put that over the top of your coaster. Now, you can do more than one coaster at a time depending upon the size of the Easy Press that you're using and the mat surface. So we're just doing the one. We're going to lift this straight up. It's very important that you make sure that you get it exactly onto your surface, and then you're going to hit the little green Cricut head, and we're going to leave that, and we're going to let it count down. It's going to do this for 60 seconds at the 400 temperature. Okay, once it beeps at you to let you know that it's completed the process, then you want to lift it straight up. Do not slide anything. Do not change anything at all. And then set this back in the holster and turn your Easy Press off. Now, this is why we need adults to do this part, because it is extremely hot. The machine is hot. This blank gets warmed up for 60 seconds. It is so hot you cannot touch it. So don't let the kids reach over and grab this. You want to make sure that this is completely cooled down before. So give us a few minutes and we will be back to reveal what the coaster looks like. So now that we have let this cool down for probably at least 10 minutes or so, I'm going to show you that this is why you need to have a protective piece of cardstock when you apply the heat, is because this is going to transfer onto your surface, and you don't want to get this ink on the bottom of your Easy Press. So always make sure you use this. You cannot reuse the same sheet again because this ink will continue to transfer. So we just want to toss this, and now we have our coaster. It's cool enough that I can pick it up. It's fine. And I'm going to use my scissors and just get the tape off of this. And then we're going to do the big reveal. Okay, so we're going to look at it. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. It turned out great, and look how vibrant the colors are. Okay, let's see what Giselle thinks about it.
Wow, I really like how this turned out. I really like the bright colors. I really loved using the Cricut Infusible ink markers. Kids will have fun creating with these.